Chapter 7. The Trio Before the Army and During the Order. A giant blue flame burst out of a darkened fireplace, and the three students slid into another large room from the fireplace. They all stumbled to their feet, brushing off dust and soot. Don marched right up into Thomas's face. Flue powder! Flue powder travel! That can be the only logical explanation to explain your actions and our mode of transportation. How did you use flue powder? We didn't have any powder or fireplace, and yet you used the one and only goblet of fire. In case you didn't notice, it's not a fireplace. Oh, get over yourself. It was charmed. I figured the note that had Harry's name on it had to have some sort of power given to other objects. Combine that with a little spell from me, and sure enough, here we are. Besides, we ended up in a fireplace, didn't we? It all worked out. The piece of paper then spit it out of the fireplace. Thomas picked it up, smiled sarcastically, and put it in his pocket. Okay, Master Warlock, where are we now? Elizabeth asked in a sarcastic voice. Well, obviously we are in Hogwarts, Don yelled from across the room. Thomas and Elizabeth ran over to Don's position. Look at the architecture. This is Hogwarts. I just don't know where, or more importantly, when. The students soon agreed with Don that they were at Hogwarts. The room they were in was dimly lit, and there was nothing but the fireplace in there. Elizabeth stepped in the middle of the room and put her hands on her hips. I think it's time we contact Harry. We've hit a bit of a roadblock. Who's got the howler? I do, Thomas replied. He grabbed the howler and opened it. Harry, can you hear us? Slowly the howler rose into the air and began to speak in a deep voice. What? Hello? Harry? Thomas asked. Maybe it's a bad reception, Don said. He grabbed the howler and started hitting it. Ow, get off! The howler replied. Are you three Harry's students? I suppose you could call us that, Thomas said. Who are you, sir? Oh, sorry. Thought Harry told you that he would be leaving at some point to come see us. He's not here right now. Ronald Weasley at your service. Ronald Weasley? As in Ron Weasley? Elizabeth asked. That's me, Ron replied. Terribly sorry, but didn't you say us? Is there someone there with you? Don implied. Soon another voice came out of the howler and turned right and left as if it were having a conversation all to itself. Ron, who are you talking to? Oh, Hermione. I'm just talking with those kids Harry told us about. And you didn't tell me they were calling? Oh, bloody hell. Now I suppose I'm going to get it. Is that Hermione Granger? Elizabeth asked again. Yes, Hermione implied. Well then, I suppose we can ask you. We have been in 4 parts or times of Harry's past, and now we're in some room that is unfamiliar to us. It is dimly lit, and there is a fireplace. Is there a door? Ron's voice asked from the howler. The students looked around and saw no door. No, Thomas replied. What do you think, Hermione? The room of requirement? It might be. However, there was a practice statue in the room when we arrived, I think. Don then got an idea. That's probably why we're here. Thanks, guys. Oh, and Miss Granger, could you sign my Hogsmeade Hotel commercial picture? Because I really love that scene in where you... Thank you! Bye! Thomas quickly grabbed the howler and closed it. What? Don asked, shrugging his shoulders. Can't you behave? Anyway, what are you suggesting we do? You said you may know why we are here. It's that statue Hermione was talking about. We have to make sure it is here before the kids arrive. And aren't you lucky I know how to get one here? You know how to make a wooden and metal defense practicing statue appear? Thomas questioned. Don cleared his throat. Here's the plan, like white to tan. Bring to me a wooden practice man. Don pointed his wand, and to the side of the fireplace appeared a giant statue, with a target on his stomach and a knight's mask-type head. How and where did you learn that spell? Elizabeth demanded. It was a while back when Professor Spellman taught at Hogwarts. She was retiring and trying to find her cat, Salem, when she recreated what he looked like out of wood and metal. It's a simple spell, but it works. A stray cat? Did she find him? Oh, I hate to see an animal lost and alone, Elizabeth worried. Don nodded, but only briefly while trying to ignore her. Thomas walked over to Don and put his hand on Don's shoulder. Not bad, Don. Not bad at all. However, he's missing something. A wand. So that the kids can disarm him. Hold on. I'll duplicate it, just like we did with the stone. What about you, Thomas? You need it. No, Don, it's for Harry. All right, if you would do the honors. Don then took out his wand and pointed it at Thomas's. Gemino! Just then there were 2 identical wands in Thomas's hands. He put the duplicate in the statue's hand and the original back in his pocket. Now we better get a move on, I guess. But how? The 3 students saw a door growing from one side of a wall. The kids are coming! We've got to go now! Elizabeth said in a bit of a frightened voice. Liz, I don't think you should be afraid of the kids, signaled Thomas, pointing his finger at the statue. The statue started to turn towards the students and raised his wand. Why does every inanimate object have to come to life in this school? Don cried out in a high shriek. The wand pointed straight at the 3 of them, and once again they vanished. The door had grown to full height, and a medium group of Hogwarts students walked into the room to find a statue and began to train.